Hello. Good morning. Happy weekend ending, everybody. Welcome back to a Monday. Hey, there we go. Let me give some love to the chat room while we get everything organized on a big Monday. SJ, thank you, buddy. EJ's in there. Neo Del Rio, Keyed Up BDM, DeBerry Joe, Fascinio, Shred Bear, Merchman. Hey, Merchman. You made it to Brooklyn, buddy. You did it. He did it. Suzette, what's up, girl? Ross McCoy.
Who the fuck deep-throated this microphone with lipstick on?
Oh, that would be an accidental. That would be Brenda. Brenda accidentally did that. All right, there's Ross. Ross is looking good. Now we gotta get our other guest on the camera. The camera's on Friday. Decided to go crazy, and then we were 30 minutes late in starting the show. And it almost killed me, but I'm okay now. All right, there we go. Let me get rid of the zany music. Thanks for being here, everybody. Andrea went and spent the day with her grandfather. Maybe I'll talk about that. She went and spent time with her 102-year-old grandfather.
How old is he?
Yeah.
He is 102.
That is,
still doing everything he wants to do. iPhone crazy. He's,
that's impressive as hell.
Yeah, but that may be the
Yeah.
most impressive thing
Yeah.
you could do is live the longest.
Really.
Yeah,
You know.
we did. Well, I'll get to it later, but we did have some instances where he was floating in and out of thinking she was Andrea or possibly his niece.
That's
but
fine.
it's fine.
No.
I feel like I say that's fine.
If
You
your
get 3
heart
of
is
those.
still beating,
Yeah.
it's the most impressive thing
Yeah.
out of 102.
Yeah, he's awesome. The coolest thing about him is that what's weird is that he does not look. You wouldn't be able to guess his age. You would not.
Yeah.
He looks great, and his girlfriend is hot as hell. There you go.
The neighbor who I helped fix his screen door the other day, he can never remember my name, so he calls me the boy.
Oh, yeah.
Weird.
The boy.
Yeah,
to him.
Yeah. That's right.
Where's the boy?
Yeah. Yeah, to Andrew's grandfather, like an 89-year-old's a boy.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
You know,
You're
like-
right.
Get out of here, you whippersnapper. Go collect your Social Security.
Everybody here? Everybody can hear okay? We're good? Okay.
Yep.
Do you want to start?
Yeah.
Here we go. 3, 2.
Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're live on Twitch and YouTube. Come hang out with us. Podcasts or video, they're TV shows now. So head on over to YouTube and search for @TomandDanLive. Tons of stuff on there. All kinds of great videos that Melissa makes, cartoons that Swervy Jones has created. Just great content. Just search for @TomandDanLive.
Now, some of our friends went to Vegas this weekend,
Yes.
so we figured we'd have them on the couch
Vegas
to talk
update.
about their Vegas
I wonder if I bumped into him at all. I was there too.
what adventures. Now, I don't want to call this segment high roller, low roller,
Yeah, high and low roller.
but it writes itself.
Yeah, the roll. Welcome to the rollers.
Roller's a roller, baby.
Yeah, there's high rollers and there's paint rollers.
Ross McCoy is here. How you doing, Ross?
What are you doing? Just standing there watching me roll?
That's true.
And Craig from Pyro Spot Fireworks is here. How you doing, Craig?
Good.
So both of you guys are in Vegas.
Pyro Spot Fireworks and vintage clothing.
We'll talk about all that.
Yeah.
And whatever business we
Yeah, are we allowed to talk about?
Oh,
your-
yeah,
Okay.
why not?
Okay.
So
Good, because I have.
Yeah, we have been talking about it a lot.
now Ross just got in. He took the red eye in from
Yeah.
Vegas. Literally got in this morning. And
Wheels down at like 8 a.m. I
Yeah,
wanna say.
right.
Yeah.
And there's a
You
reason
look really good for somebody riding the red eye. dude.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
And
Shocked I am.
my wife picked me up. We went home. I was like, I'm just going to lay down for a minute. I was dead for 2 hours, and then my phone alarm went off, came right here.
Yeah, but
Wow.
when Ross takes a red eye, like 2 red eyes make a white eye.
Yeah.
And it counteracts it.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's fine out. But
And that's the show.
and then Craig, you were in Vegas for
So we had friends who were going. He was actually going for a meeting. There was a lot of big conferences there, so he was meeting someone who was at one of the conferences.
Okay.
A software conference. So they called us up like 10 days ago. and said, "Hey, you want to come to Vegas for a long weekend?" And the funny thing, they
By the
called
way,
us.
15 days ago, I was like, "Hey, Craig, I'm going to Vegas. You want to go?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Nah."
Yeah, pretty much. So he and his wife called us. And they're like, "Hey, you want to go to Vegas?" And when they called, we were actually in Atlantic City at the time, and I was like, "Sure, we'll go home for 5 days and then fly out to Vegas."
Yeah, it's like when somebody calls me and I'm inside True Leave and they're like, "You want weed?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do. So save it for me. I'll be right there."
You just always say yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we flew out for a long weekend. It's a couple that we've known for years, just to go and hang with them and have some fun. So
A little couple known as the Obamas.
So let's talk about Ross. Like when you got to Vegas, let's talk about
$20 in an airport slot machine, nothing.
Really?
Right off the bat.
You got that? You went
Oh,
that
you-
quickly?
right off the bat.
That quickly?
hold on, I killed it at the airport yesterday.
Really?
Killed it.
Yeah.
somehow that happens. Where it's like, Craig is like, he's
Low
like,
rollers do not win at the airport. You know that.
"Sir, you have to pay more to check your bag of gold." And he's like, "No problem." And then Ross, it's first $20 gone.
Ross, what was your first impression? Wheels down.
Yeah.
You get off the plane. You walk in. This is your first time to Las Vegas?
Yep, first time.
Okay. What were your initial thoughts of the beautiful city of Las Vegas, Nevada?
It was entertaining. I grew up in Pennsylvania. I've seen a mountain before, but not for like 20 years. And I looked up at the sky, and there was like dirt heaped up in the distance. I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah. Yeah.
Mountains blew my mind, like right off the bat.
That is a like a Florida thing.
Yeah.
Where
We get a solid 2 or 3 woes out of it.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
And when you took me to Colorado, I was woeing my balls off.
You forget
Yeah,
that it
you do.
happens.
Yeah, and then when you like encounter other mountain people that have grown up with mountains, it's a nothing to them, and
Yeah.
you're like, you don't understand. When we look in the horizon, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
always flat.
There's a
I'm
reason.
from Louisiana, which is flat swamp.
yeah.
Yeah.
I had to call the wife. I was in the room. I was like, "Baby, come see," because we had this. We were at Caesars, and we're on like the 40th floor, and beautiful view of the pool and the Strip and all the hotels. But then I look behind, and there's all these giant mountains, and I was like, "We're on the 40th floor, and those mountains are like twice as high as we are. Like
Yeah.
it's amazing."
This is what dumb Floridians talk about when they're in their hotel room. This is what we
Look
do.
how tall the mountains are.
Man, this building we in is almost as big as that damn God-made
they
building.
got dirt.
I always
Did
look out.
somebody say Louisiana? It's me, January Gabriel. I'm just here to tell you about the annual Nutria Rodeo in Salt Springs, Louisiana, and I'm out.
Every
he
time,
disappeared.
like when we went to Vegas, I always like when we looked out in the desert. I'm like, man, there are a lot of bodies buried out there. Probably, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you think that, right?
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Lake Mead, it's dropping like a rock, and they keep finding those oil drums full of people.
Yeah.
That would I always think about that being stuffed in a barrel. Oh man, that's a hell of a way to go.
Yeah, I just took a Frontier flight.
That's a bad one.
Well, they stuff you after they kill you. So
I know,
it's
but
like-
in my
You don't know
my, yeah, he doesn't know that. But
There's
in my,
probably at least one guy they put in the barrel and then threw him like alive.
Look,
Pretty much
if,
guessing.
if I'm Dexter, you know I'm going to be crazy, and you're going in alive. 100% you're going in alive, because how else am I going to hear your screams echoing against the metal?
Yeah.
So, what'd you play first when you actually did you like chill for a while? Or you go straight to
What do you do?
games?
He was playing at the airport, man.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to get the airport slots out of the way. You know, it's like it's a rite of passage or whatever. I figured, so I did 20 at the airport, and then I headed over. Craig was staying at Caesars, and my room wasn't ready yet, so I headed over to Caesars and left my stuff in his room.
And you're staying at Little Caesars.
Yes, that's correct. We grabbed a hot and fresh and ready, and so we went downstairs in Caesars and we were playing a little bit, and we ended up in the high stakes slot room. And the very first thing I did, I put a $100 bill in this machine I like called Huff and Even More Puff.
Oh, that's the one you like. Yeah.
Hold on, it was $100. Was it $100?
You've
to
talked
spend?
about this game. Yeah.
I think in the high roll room it was like $20 minimum spins on that, probably something like that. I think it was
Okay.
the $20 spin, and my second $20 spin I hit a $600 jackpot.
Hey!
All right.
Much to Craig's dismay.
Meanwhile, I'm just
Huffing
hitting the
even
button
more
and
puff.
nothing's happening. I'm just throwing away money here.
Yeah.
All right, so you won $600 right off the bat first
Yeah.
day.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
First minutes.
See,
yeah.
that's dangerous, though, if you win
Oh,
quick.
it absolutely is.
If you win quick, it can be really bad for you.
It feels like not real money. So you're like, oh, I'm playing with house money, and then before you know it, you're into your money.
You know what? I'd say like five out of like, let's say 30 cruises I've been on, you go and you gamble that first night and you go way up, and then it ends up just eroding your bank account because you're chasing more and more and more, and that's how they get you.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
those 5 times where I did win, I ended up like really giving it all
That's
back.
when you walk away.
Yeah, I'm convinced. Like on a cruise, the first night on the cruise, they like reset the slot machine so they pay out like 105%.
Yeah.
Because the first night everybody wins and you're like, hey, this is easy money. We're coming back here every night.
Yeah. Which is a weird human psychology where if you win the first night, you end up spending more and losing more than you would have if you didn't
I
win.
always do.
Which is weird
Yeah.
because it's like you should have like go back to okay, spend all your winnings and that's it. No, you spend all your winnings and everything you have.
You go up 600. The rule for
Trying to
me
chase
is go up 600, lose 1,200. That's what happens every single time. I'll walk back to my, and then we all know on a cruise it sucks because you can't find your room and you're drunk, and then you've lost, way more than you need, so you just wander until you eventually find your wife.
So how do you get into the high roller's room? Is
You
it-
walk through a portage into it. It's
Oh, okay.
it's just a little sign and the higher denomination slots. That's it.
I wanted a rope. I like a rope where they're like, "Sir, may I see your room
So
key?"
it depends on the casino. Like if Hard Rock in Tampa is busy, you can't go into the high roller slot room unless you're like a certain level on your, and you have to show your card to get in when they're busy because they want to keep out the riffraff.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's
that.
That's why I asked how do you get in there.
Yeah.
Because usually I figured like they don't want a bunch of, because I would just walk in there and watch people lose an insane amount of money because it's fun.
Well, we don't want you in there. We don't want no watchers in there.
Yeah.
You for yours.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I'm sure for table games it's different probably, but for slots, the only difference is like over on the floor, they have a slots machine that you can play 1 cent denomination 10 times for $1 a spin, or in the high roller room, they just set that for where it makes it's a $20 spin minimum.
Okay, gotcha. Now, I was, last time we went to Vegas, it's been a while, but I was disappointed by the lack of nefarious activity that I saw.
Yeah, I
And,
wanted
like,
ladies of the night,
Yes,
and I wanted pimps.
I wanted more ladies of the
I-
night. I wanted more.
I'm a
of, like-
traditionalist. I want hey, baby, you want some nose candy? Like, I want the
Yeah.
whole nine.
And it was like Disney World,
Yeah.
basically, where I didn't see any nefarious characters.
Vegas is back, baby.
No,
I
yeah,
promise you.
Vegas
back.
is back.
Craig's
I
got
don't
a
know where
good
you were
story.
at.
The first thing.
Well, it was back when it was like bustling, and I think they got the riffraff out, and now I think it's like downtown Orlando. Like all of a sudden, you get shot down there.
Yeah, when you and I were there, it was more like a Disney because everything was sponsored. It was like Gordon Ramsay's STK. Oh, go over here. This is brought to you by, like all these different. Everything.
Not
was
one
branded.
person handed me like a prostitute card and
No.
like, hey, here's
Yeah.
a lady.
It was
They
really
were
clean.
ankle deep in the streets. While I was there. You were wading through prostitute
I love
cars.
a good nudie mag.
The
I love the ones that are, like they hand you not a nudie mag, but it's like, hey,
It's
look
like a
at
catalog of ladies.
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't understand what it is, but I'm into it.
The first street thing I saw was a lady just crouched on a street corner, like full crouched down, and she was doing something I've only seen as a stereotype on TV shows. She was like cracked out or methed out on the street corner, squatted down in public, disassembling a clock with a screwdriver and cleaning the pieces with a dirty toothbrush.
All right, see, that's the Vegas I missed.
Yes.
That's her talent.
Yeah.
Immediately, first thing I saw.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You found a homeless crackhead clock worker? Wow.
Yeah. That's the Vegas I missed.
I never
everything
got
was
it.
too clean. I didn't see any.
So he would tell me stories. He'd been there plenty of times. I've only been that one time, and you're like, oh, this isn't the Vegas I remember. We're in some nice restaurant with Jiggy and Mike Charette just eating food.
But both times I've been to Vegas, it's
nice.
been like nice because like it was again a lot more populated, a lot more tourists, and Vegas is in the past. I think 5 years or since COVID, really, when everything went to apps and things, like, is really hurt the Vegas tourism market.
Killed it.
And
They said that, but like you couldn't walk down the street in
Yeah.
Vegas. Like I guess it must have been busier before, but there's plenty of people there right
So
now.
there was 3 giant conventions
True.
going on, plus the iHeart media over the last week. So I had talked to a lot of the people there. They said it had been pretty slow, but there was like a 2 or 2.5 week period where they're just loaded with conventions. But then starting, I think, next week, it's slow again for like the next 2 or 3 weeks because they don't have any major things going on
Gotcha.
in town. So
Yeah.
I guess it's like all boom or bust there right now. So
So, speaking of boomer bust, what happened after? Now you got a decent bankroll, $600 plus whatever you brought to gamble with.
I can only apply my own logic to that, and I just feel really scared for you because when I got an extra $600 in my pocket, I go up early. I'm like, yeah.
So I mean, the way I approach gambling is the money I have in my pocket, I'm fully prepared to lose it all. Like, it's entertainment investment. If I walk away a little bit up, great. If not, I had fun. So I had a $500 a day budget. 3 days, I had $1,500. Go up $600, whatever. And I pretty much tore through my budget pretty much every day.
Well, and there's also.
But you did it day by day.
Yeah.
So you did it here to some self-control, and I think this is important. So am I correct in that? Did you go 500 plus 600 the first day in, and then that was a heavy day?
Yeah, okay. And then I think I came out a little bit ahead on the first day. I was doing decent the first day.
Now you're also hanging out with the wrong person if you want to make your money last.
You're hanging out with Mr. Goldbar.
Yeah, because I've been in your situation before, Ross, where I was in a Louisiana casino or New Orleans casino with Brett Bushy one time, and when you're in a casino with a rich person, you're like following them around, doing the gambling they're doing, and you realize you're like, I do not have the bankroll for this.
Right.
This person, like even in like the surrounding tables, it's just you're going way too fast, and I'm like, man, I need to be in the like. Well, where's the poor people? I need
It's
to
like,
stick with them.
when you go to a water park, you got to go to where the kids hang out.
Did somebody say Louisiana gambling? Maybe you want to place a bet on alligators climbing a ladder. I'm Cajun Gabe.
So, were you gambling with Craig, and was that the problem?
I actually I think it was Saturday night we got together, and I had put together enough of a bankroll that I was, for the first time, able to play the $25 craps table with Craig.
Okay, all right.
And I felt like a goddamn millionaire.
Yeah.
Now, I would prefer not to play the $25 craps table, but we stayed at Caesars because it's free room, right?
Yeah.
So they take care of us there.
Now, how do you get a free room again, just to let everybody know?
So you gamble enough to where they see potential of making a butt ton of money off of you.
Okay.
And I kind of worked the system with points and stuff like that. I figured out a good way to work it to score a ton of points while gambling, and
He
hopefully
dresses up
not.
all in black, climbs through the air conditioning system, hacks into their computer, and bumps his level
Yeah,
up.
there are also Mr. Caesar's like, you spent $10,000 gambling?
Yeah.
We'll give you a free room.
Have a room. Yeah, 2, 3. Here's 4.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, have as many as you'd like.
We actually got to meet Julius Caesar this time.
Nice guy. Great
So,
guy.
but it's Caesars is a beautiful hotel. It's giant, but it's expensive as hell.
Yeah.
And like
They got a lot of naked lady statues too. If that's
Yeah,
they got a lot of them.
But on the weekends, the craps table would go to like $50 minimum, which is insane. Like, I don't even want to play that. It's way too high. But on the other hand, at midnight, I don't want to try and get to another hotel because, even to get across the street, it's not like crossing the street. It's like to get to the hotel across the street is 1.2 miles away.
Right.
So
It's not an easy 1.2.
Yeah.
We'll talk about walking in Vegas for a second because our hotels were about a mile away. And so I did a fair bit of like walking from Caesars to my place, the Aria, and back and forth. And so I found out while we were there, F1 is going to be in town coming up soon. So they're like preparing the streets for the F1 race, which means everything is completely just out of shape for
destroyed,
human. You can't drive in the town. You can't walk in the town. So like there's one intersection coming from Caesars. I come out and it's a straight shot to my hotel, right? Unfortunately, the famous bit of sidewalk in front of the Bellagio with all the fountains and all, that you've seen all the movies, they have that shut down. That part of that sidewalk is just completely shut down. You can't get to it. So from Craig's hotel to my hotel, it's a straight shot, but that part of the sidewalk shut down. So I have to come to an intersection. I have to go up a staircase, across a bridge to the wrong side of the intersection, down a staircase, up another staircase to another bridge, across the intersection again. So now I'm through the intersection, but I'm on the wrong side of the street for me.
Yeah.
And I walk down the street towards my hotel until I come to another part of the street where now I can't proceed forward on this side of the street. So I have to go up a sidewalk, across a bridge, down a sidewalk, up a sidewalk,
It's a
across
quest.
a bridge,
It's a quest.
down a sidewalk, up another sidewalk,
it's a side
across a bridge, through the Bellagio, the sidewalk. The human public sidewalk is routed through the Bellagio Hotel and Casino for a bit, and then I can a straight shot to my hotel where, crossing 2 more intersections, I have to do the whole goddamn bridge thing again twice.
And then halfway there, he meets a wizard who tells him that he has to recover the
Side
You got to
quest.
give him the correct gem. If you don't, he won't open the cable door.
Vegas is the best example of how a society would be structured, and all the infrastructure would be made if everything was dependent on pure capitalism. Because it's like, hey, this public sidewalk,
Yes.
build a casino for it.
Yes.
End it. Just end it right
And
there.
they're like, how'd you do this? Oh, it doesn't. We want the money. The politicians want the money. Everybody here, it's all about money.
Yeah.
And they're
It's like a land of pedestrian bridges and strange sidewalks and
So the mile between the two hotels, I'm walking, I don't know, 3 or 4 times a day. I'm walking 2 miles basically, and I'm hitting 8 to 10 staircases, depending on how confused I am about which way to go.
Yeah.
So it's probably working off some of those buffets. Did you get into some really good food? Or
I didn't. This guy.
we hit on Saturday night. We hit the Caesars buffet.
Okay.
Which is, they say it's supposed to be the best buffet in town. It is literally piles of crab claw, shrimp, snow crab legs, everything you could imagine, and then a station of steaks. So you can go up and go, yeah, give me a filet medium, and they'll cook a steak for you, or a station where you can go get like redfish blackened, whatever you want.
Man.
All these custom stations, plus just, I ate 14 pounds of seafood, so it's insane.
I like custom stations and that much opulence. I like going up and like, what's your best steak? Just burn it to a crisp. And now just toss it in the trash for me. Toss it in the trash. I want to video this. I want to video you tossing a burnt steak into the trash. I'm going to send this to people.
Light a cigar off of it.
Yeah.
Like very few times in my life, I've been exposed to like a lot of opulence, and
You got a couple buffets in your.
But I always,
in your
no
day.
matter what, I think I'll die like this, where I can't get used to it enough to appreciate it to where it is actually a value to me. Because I'm like,
you think you will die at a buffet not appreciating it?
I'm just always like, I don't need this. This is too much.
Yeah. I can never finish. I
I
always feel bad. Like you get a plate and you go up and you get like a little bit and you eat it and then you're like, I'm done. And then you're like, well, this was $700. You better go back and get some stuff, whether you like it or not. So you go up there and you're just getting whatever you can see.
We were talking that night, and I was like, what are you guys going to do for dinner? He's like, we're going to that buffet. And I was like, there's no way I could do it justice. I'm not even going.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Because I'd seen it, and I knew I just couldn't do it justice.
It's like $100 also, the buffet there for
Yeah,
all
yeah,
the
yeah.
stuff. And the only reason we went is, once again, it's at Caesars, and I had like room comp for food. So I was like, well, we'll take the other couple there. We'll eat at the buffet, because if I put it to the room, they'll just comp it. So free food is always good food.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Do they still have the customer service and treating you, especially if they know like you're spending some money and gambling some money, everything's on the player card, and you know how to work the system with the player card, and do they know your name and like all that stuff?
Oh, you mean where they use your name and they say hi to you and stuff?
Yeah.
So because I'm 7 stars with Caesars, which is like
7 stars. Tom's only running out this gold star. We're just doing gold stars.
just
7
one.
stars. I thought a 5-star general and 7 stars.
So
Caesar starts you at Gold Star. I'm a Gold
you're
Star.
a Gold Star?
I'm Gold Star. Caesar.
Oh,
that tells
God,
you.
Tom, you got to rethink this, dude. We can't be giving our clients gold star treatment. That's the lowest level.
Come on,
we got to go
Tom.
platinum.
Oh, no, that's Florida Gold Star.
they treat their like big players well, to where when we were going to go to Vegas, I texted my casino host in Atlantic City, because we hadn't been to Vegas in years. I was like, hey, I'm going to go to Vegas. Can you have somebody reach out to me? And like 5 minutes later, I get a text from a host at Caesars saying, hey, we heard you're coming. What would you need? We'll get you a room and everything else. And like they booked everything for us as far as the room. And then, they sent a limo to pick us up at the airport and everything else. And then at Caesars.
Hold on. I've never had that in my entire life.
I took the $15 shuttle from there.
When they take care of you, they really take care of you.
The limo from the Vegas airport.
That's badass.
That is something you need to
You'd be
experience.
very uncomfortable, though, right? Or no?
Well, because that's
Listen for me.
if you're there. Like,
Can I drive for you, sir?
You're doing that's the Vegas experience. Like that's what you see in the movies. Is you know.
And Home Alone too.
Yeah, there you go.
I've never had someone hold the whiteboard with
Oh
my
yeah,
name on
they
it.
were there with a little
Yeah.
digital board in the airport with us, and they picked us up. And then at Caesars for the VIP area, it's a different entrance from the main, so they bring you to a side entrance, and then when you get there, there's like a separate check-in desk just for Seven Stars people. So, we go in there and they are falling over, helpful.
Oh, I'm
and
sorry,
friendly
you're
as can
only
be,
6 stars.
They've got coffee and cookies and everything else in the lobby. And then you go to the main lobby and there's 7,000 people checking in because there's a convention. And, the line is winding around. It's like an hour wait to check in. And literally they're going, would you like a cookie while we're checking in?
You don't need to deal with that. You're 7 stars.
Yeah.
Have
Although-
a 7-star cookie.
Our room was pretty nice as well, although it's funny because we make fun of it because honestly, like, we could care less where we stay. It's nice to have a nice room in Compton and everything else. But the last time we had gone to Vegas, like 3 years ago, it was slow when we went. So the room that they put us in was pretty much from The Hangover. Like where, it's 2,500 square foot room with like a separate dining room and living room and then a separate master bedroom with an 86-inch TV on the wall and stuff. So this time we were in the junior suite, which is still a really, really nice room.
Yeah.
We're texting Ross going, we're with the peasants. They put us in a...
Yeah.
They
The best room I've ever had at a hotel was an accidental overbooking. I've never had a good hotel room. My wife not gonna let me have a good hotel room ever.
Craig was mad that his hotel room only had like 3 or 4 rooms instead of 5 or 7 he used to, but it did have, and I've never seen this in a hotel before, he had a hotel room with a doorbell.
You know what? I take that back.
That's what you
Andrea
know.
got me the hotel room with the pool inside of it.
Oh, yeah.
But that was only because COVID was killing the world,
Yeah.
and we stole that room.
Yeah.
And it was at a Nickelodeon resort, so I say it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Because that's a kid resort.
In the Dominican Republic.
Yeah. And with a volcano going off. There was a lot going on. And we got it was amazing. Best room I've ever had, but it was like we stole it.
And so let's talk about my room for a second.
Yes.
Very nice.
You're at the Aria.
Very nice resort. Very, very nice. Very luxurious. And the only reason I managed to go and had this room and went to Vegas in the first place, Mo DeWitt from the DeWitt Law Firm, just call Mo.com.
Yeah, man.
iHeart, he's a very valuable client of iHeart. And so they sent him to the iHeart Music Festival. And they gave him a bunch of tickets. They comped him a room. I think they may have flown him out or whatever. But he looked at the room they had booked him, and he was like, this will not do for me. And so he booked himself.
It's weird that iHeart didn't book him something. I mean, normally they roll out the red carpet for people.
It's a very nice resort. The Aria is amazing. It's great. There's nothing wrong with it. But Mo wanted a better room.
Yeah.
And so he had this room free, and he was like, hey, if you want to stay in this room they gave me, I'll check you in. You can stay there, no problem. So that's why I went to Vegas. Let me tell you about this room. A very nice room. There were a couple of problems with it. It had a beautiful expansive window, right? And it had motorized track, curtains.
Oh, I love motorized curtains.
And it had like 2 separate channels, so you could open like the outer curtain with this thing. You could open the inner curtain with this thing. If it had been working and not frozen 7/8 open.
So you couldn't even.
Yeah.
You couldn't move it with the button or manually with your hands.
Yeah, the
it
thing
was
about
just
the
stuck.
automatic ones, once they freeze, they and you can't. There's nothing can be done.
It was there and it was done. And then the other issue that I had with the room, and it wasn't so much of an issue because I think I only slept like 6 hours over 72 hours in the weekend, the lights would not turn out in the room. I had to sleep in full light.
Oh, my God.
With sunlight too. So
Yes.
sunlight and it was maximum light. You had the maximum
I
light
was
package.
only sleeping a couple hours from
Yeah.
like 2 to 3 in the morning, so that wasn't an issue. But yeah, the full lights in my room 24/7.
Did you complain about it at all?
I
or?
did not
Okay, yeah.
because I'm not Mo DeWitt, and if they asked for an ID, I didn't want to get into it.
You didn't think at all to be, hello, this is Mr. Moses DeWitt, and I'm very dissatisfied with my curtain.
I like how iHeart is like, you are one of our most valued advertisers who spend a lot of money with us.
Make him stay up.
Please enjoy our own music festival we're putting on with the cheapest room we could find. Thank you.
Enjoy your stay.
Here's
They're
tickets
in iHeart's defense, they're nationwide. We're what, like the 25th biggest market?
I'm just bullying them.
I think we're
Ross.
38th.
something like that.
Yeah,
so
we're very
you know,
I'm just bullying them because we could say it.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Anyway.
if I ran into trouble in Vegas at all, I just said, hey, I'm in town with a lawyer from Orlando who advertises a lot. Everybody assumed it was Morgan. Morgan left me alone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So now let's talk about how you did inevitably lose all your money, Ross.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm just assuming you did.
What game?
Just by math.
So Craig got me into craps. I played a lot of craps. And well, let's talk about the casino that I enjoyed. We talked about Caesars.
Okay.
And so when I was preparing, do we even have time?
Yeah, we
okay.
got time.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, when I was preparing for Vegas, I did a lot of internet searching for like low rent casinos, like low minimum, like where Craig's playing $25. I wanted a $5 craps table, and so I was looking around for very low rent casinos, but nice.
Yeah.
And when you put those two criteria into, like, for example, the big Reddit thread on this, Ellis Island Casino keeps coming up. It's like they're very low minimum, but they're still pretty nice. You know, it's clean, well kept. They got
They'll
great.
take anybody. Got Ellis Island. Come to our shores. We'll take anybody. Right.
I didn't even put that together.
That's
I didn't
seriously
get that.
what I was thinking. I was like, this is the place for you. This is freedom.
And-
Freedom.
And they're kind of like known for like they're the cheapest, best steak dinner around, like on the strip. They're good for it. And so I did a lot of playing at Ellis Island. I had a lot of luck with this thing. It's called Bubble Craps. It's like a little craps machine.
I've had the bubble craps before. I actually had them this morning. I just left my gastroenterologist where everything is fine, but I've been told to forego caffeine because I have, back to you, Tom, the bubble crap.
So you're playing craps, but instead of like rolling the dice, it's like a Pop-O-Matic bubble, you know, like from Treble
yeah,
Pop-O-Matic bubble, and it kind of rolls the dice for you.
Yeah.
And I found a version called Crapless Craps. Dan?
You know what? I'm gonna skip with this one. Back to you, Ross.
So crapless craps is the same as craps, except like when you roll 7, 7 is a win. There's no 2, 3, or 11 on the come out.
Okay.
And so you also have the option. They're also on the numbers up there up top where they're not usually at. So you have those betting options too when you're rolling. And I had a couple good crapless craps runs where there's a bet called All Small Tall, where if before you 7 out, you hit either all the low numbers before 7 or the high numbers above 7, or ideally both sets of those numbers, like all of them before. And twice I hit that on crapless craps for like. So one time I had like $100 in the machine, $400 out, and another time I was waiting. I got into a slots tournament at Ellis Island because I'm kind of a high roller.
You
there.
must have been there a while too. My God.
And so like I was like kind of stuck there because it was like 7:30 and the slots tournament wasn't until it started like 8 or something like that. So I put $20 in crapless craps, $400 again, like real quick, just like in 15 minutes
Nice,
before the.
man.
And
Ellis Island treating you right.
so eventually I did like blow $600, $800 in crapless craps to no end, later on, but no big deal. And then so the first night I found Ellis Island, they have a version of that Ultimate Texas Hold'em I like. They have like their kind of version of it that's low rent. Where like, if I go up to Orange City, I got to play basically a $20 hand to get started. Ellis Island, you can play a $13 hand all day long, like, and still do all the bonuses and stuff.
So they okay. So you get full, like, you can still like the bonuses is a big deal, and if you don't play the high enough amount, then you don't get any of those.
For sure. Right. And so the first night I was playing a little bit of that, and the dealer, I kept catching him doing dumb stuff. Against me and in my favor too. Like the first thing I caught him at, there's a rule at this game.
Ellis Island, home of the dumb dealer.
I think it was new. To be fair,
Okay.
I think they just did a big remodel apparently, and I think they just added this particular table game, and a lot of the dealers were not sure about how to deal it. But like one of the rules is if he doesn't have a pair or higher, he doesn't qualify.
Yeah.
And so like he'll pay your bet, but not your ante, right?
Okay.
Or does he even pay the bet? Yeah, so they pay the bet, but not the ante. No, he doesn't pay the bet either because he didn't qualify.
No, they pay the bet.
Okay, so ante-wise, anyway, he tried to pay an ante he shouldn't have, and I was like, sir, are you supposed to pay me on this? And he didn't.
Were you questioning?
Yeah, I like that. Of course he did. He's wrong. Of course he did.
Because he's wrong. And then he's like, oh, thank you. That's very honest of you.
You're
I was
the
like,
dealer now.
and I was like, I'm not here to rob you. We're just playing cards, And like,
Of course, that's what you're there for.
He is there to rob you.
and so a couple of times I just got the dealer like not paying right. And the only reason I was able to do it is because I played this game enough that I know what's going on.
You're into it.
And I probably had more experience than he did. So I was a little bit worried about craps at that point because I didn't have the craps experience. So I was like, tomorrow I got to bring Craig in and make sure the craps is on the up and up. And so they had a $10 craps table. And boy, howdy, we play a lot of $10 craps.
Yeah, look, we had a ball there. The staff at the craps table there was on the ball. Like, I was a little worried after hearing him talk because craps has so many different payouts based on odds and everything. It's very complicated. And I've been at places before where you have to watch them like a hawk because they may underpay you on a bet, or they may not catch everything. They were 100% on point there, and it was a ball. It was fun playing. Now,
Was there a table
I lost
full
my
of-
butt, but
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Was it a whole group of people and they're all screaming? And,
yeah, there's like 7 or around
Yeah.
the table maybe with us. So.
There, I mean, everybody knows this, but you cannot win over time. You can win big bursts of money, but
Yeah.
if you sit there with that money, it'll eventually be
it's
dwindled
engineered to
away.
take your cash.
Yeah.
And so Craig's style of play is very tip heavy. He tips dealers a lot, and especially at craps, you can do a lot of bets for the dealers, and they love that. And so, like, having grown up gambling with Craig, I also play like that. I'll do like dollar bets on the side a lot. I was thinking about it. If I didn't tip gambling, I probably would be coming out ahead. Like I do. For my level of
like,
gambling.
I tip heavy. For your level of gambling, you're tipping more than I am half the time. And I was like, wow.
Interesting.
Craig, so Craig and he.
Well, the chat room had a theory about your dealer, by the way.
Yes.
Neo Del Rio says, "Honest Ross, the dealer was helping you. He wanted your tips."
No,
That's
he
what-
no,
you
he
didn't-
was
okay,
no,
no,
he was kind of. It was like 3 a.m. He'd been at work for 8 hours. He was kind of sleepy.
Okay,
Didn't know
all
the
right.
game quite right, and he was misdealing.
Gotcha.
So a lot of people have never experienced this. I've only experienced it one time. And when you walk into a place and you start throwing money around and tipping everybody, you will get treated better than you.
Differently, yeah.
Fucking so much better
Yeah.
that it's amazing. Like, and that's an amazing way to live, and that's the way Craig.
So
lives.
even
We all can't afford it, but
No.
if you do
even
that,
it doesn't take much. Even getting rated, like when you're rolling craps, for example, the pit boss is going to watch the first couple of rolls, and he's going to write an estimate of what you're risking per roll, right? And that's one of the things they put in the computer, and the computer just has an algorithm that says, okay, this is our house advantage. This is what the guy is risking per roll. However long he's at the table, you get this many points. It's a simple math formula, right? Well, even in Atlantic City, where we go all the time, the pit boss he straight up told me, we take care of the people who take care of our crew. So when I'm rolling sometimes, or at the end of my session, I'll go, hey, what's my rating? And they'll tell you, well, if they see somebody who is tipping the dealers well, they always give you the benefit of the doubt. So they are always going to rate you higher. And a lot of big casinos are like that. If you're taking care of the crew, which results in me getting more points, which gives me all these free comps and stuff like that. So
Smart losing.
it's greasing the wheel.
It's smart
Yeah,
losing,
it is.
isn't it?
And
Yeah,
look,
it is smart business.
I always tell them, I go, you got to tip the crew. I take you guys are working. I'm just effing around out here.
Right.
Like these guys, this is their job.
that
I'm
radio
having fun.
control.
I'm drinking free cocktails. I'm throwing dice and everything else. But this is their job. So, and it doesn't take much. Like whenever I go, I'll bet on craps when we start out. I'll bet $1 on every number for the dealers. So it's $6. And if it hits the number, a lot of times they'll leave that $1 up and they'll just take the profits and stuff. So they're really hoping for long rolls. And, as it goes on, if I keep hitting, I'll just throw up another $6 after a few rolls. If I'm making money, then I have no problem, saying, oh, yeah, cross for the dealers. Or if we bet the hard ways and stuff, I'll always put $1 on every hard way for the dealer, too, because it's more fun for me and it's more fun for them if they're winning, too, I guarantee. So it doesn't actually take a lot to throw a few dollars out there for the dealer, but it is shocking to me how many people do not tip at all.
Oh yeah, a lot of people are just straight up jerks. And so like Craig was in and
Well,
out of Ellis Island like
I
a
don't think
comet.
a lot of people know.
Yeah, but it is odd.
I
though.
think a lot of newbies would be like, well, why am I tipping?
Yeah.
You're like, I don't think you
Well,
get it.
because the majority of people lose. So
Right.
you're like, here's $20 for making me lose $100. It was like,
Yeah.
like most of the. If
we
you're
were taught to not do that.
If you're losing, you're not, and then you
See,
win, and then
people
you're,
that blame the dealers, I want to fight because it's not the dealer. It's either if you.
That
if
would
you're-
be an interesting twist to gambling if you started fighting the people that hate the dealers. I would watch that.
Because the dealers are just there to they're basically like running the show for you, and it's up to you and the dice. Like the dealers have nothing to do with it.
Why
They're-
don't they
if
take
anything,
the dealer out?
well, Ross, I
They
don't
do
understand.
now. Actually, that's where your bubble craps comes in,
Yeah.
and like now.
Well, I'm just talking
Dude.
sports. I mean, like we got the technology. It's just math. Why is the dealer even there?
They're going.
In fact, make it an anime girl whose top comes off. That would be amazing.
That's what they're doing. One of the big casinos announced no more blackjack with live human beings. Now they have that video blackjack, and it's a lady in a bikini on a giant TV screen,
Always
and you
should've
walk
been.
by, and the sensor sees you and it goes, "Hey, you want to play some blackjack with me, sweetie?" Like,
Yeah, it always should have been a cartoon bikini. It always should have been.
But people think that's rigged because it's digital cards.
It's all
Correct.
rigged.
And
it's all
rigged.
rigged.
But they don't understand math, or they think like the casino's purposefully making
See,
them
I don't
lose.
believe. I don't believe they
And
are
it's not-
because I think that ruins all of it.
Yeah,
They don't have
They-
to.
yeah, they don't
It's
have
already
to.
in their favor.
Have
Yeah,
to.
every-
They're
already
going
built
to
in.
win.
They're like, it's already 52% chance we're going to. That's all we need. 2%, and we can look at everything around.
Well,
here.
that's my
built
AI,
on 2%.
That's my AI car talking though, because I do have a little bit more trust in it. You know what I mean? Like seriously,
Yeah.
I do. Like when I won the best cruise I ever had was because of this man right here. We sat at that stupid one of the first iterations of video poker on a monster cruise, and Craig and I sat there hammering because it was fun, man.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd meet you down there for breakfast because it never closed. It was the only one on the boat that didn't close, so we could go there and play all the time. And I spent so much time at it that they sent me a thing in the mail and sent me a cruise credit. I was like, it was the Craig style.
The one place they will never get rid of the dealers is the high roller room. I went into the high roller card room at Caesars because I like to go and just kind of observe and stuff. And I walk in there, and pretty much, apparently, they just employ supermodels to work the tables in the high roller room because
supermodels in tuxedos.
it's
I mean,
every,
I'm going through a phase right now.
every woman in there is ridiculously hot.
Yeah.
And they're dealing, and I walked up to a blackjack table, and I think it was like a $500 minimum blackjack table, which I would never play at. It's too much. And there's 3 guys playing at the table. One guy is playing 2 hands at once, $10,000 a hand.
God.
Oh yeah, it's insanity.
That hurts my chest.
I can't imagine having that much money to where I'm like, I'll play $20,000 a hand
Makes
on
me
blackjack.
sweat.
Yeah.
Like,
And then you're up and down 6 figures
Yeah.
per day or whatever. Like, could you imagine when the F1 race gets into Vegas, the amount of insanity and high rollers because everything involved around F1, even some of the fans are ultra rich.
Wait till the owners show up.
Yeah.
Holy
The
smokes.
owners, the sponsors, the amount of money in F1 is insane, and I'm sure Vegas, that's why they host it there. Obviously,
yeah.
I don't even know. Do we even have time to get in my Sunday night?
Yeah. Sure.
So I made Ellis Island like my home.
I love it.
And I'm doing the Craig style. I'm tipping, and eventually
What was your new name? What did you choose?
I become Mr. Ross.
Okay.
At this place.
You have to choose your name when you reach the island, right? Take on a gambling name.
People started calling me Mr. Ross around Ellis Island, and especially at the craps table, they knew me. And anytime I walk by, they're like, "Oh, we got a spot for you. Come on in," because they know, I'm gonna stand there and I'm
You're
gonna
making friends.
I'm gonna put my 10 on the pass line. I'm gonna put 4 out for the dealers on the hard ways, and they know there's a really good chance I can make some money if I'm playing craps. So
no matter what casino you're at, if you're tipping, the dealers are going to quickly ask, "What was your name again?" And they are going to remember you.
Yeah,
absolutely. So I had I did a couple rolls, and then I got on one roll where it wasn't. I hit probably 5 points, which is where you set a point and then you roll it again before 7 comes. And so I had a pretty good roll, and it was a little bit cold at that point, so the table was really getting into it. Like people, every time I'm rolling, people are clapping, they're going, "Shooter, shooter, shoot," and stuff. And so about the 3rd time, they started clapping for me. I'm to the stick man's immediate right, the guy with the stick that does the dice.
Yeah.
I'm rolling from his immediate right, and so every time I pick up the dice, people start clapping, "Shooter, get ready to shoot," and then he starts going, "The clapping's hurting my ears."
Who would say that?
This particular sick man on
And
this
I like
table.
the way that you said that was like an anime villain. This clapping is driving me crazy.
Because he
And you
didn't
want people having fun. They actually, I've heard, put in plants to hype up tables so that it seems like everybody's having fun.
Because it draws people
Draws
over.
people
Yeah.
over.
Shills. They call that a shill. I don't think Ellis Island has a shill.
No,
budget,
yeah. But I'm
this
saying
is-
they want the tables
Yes.
to be
Oh,
rowdy
yeah.
so that it attracts attention.
So now, previous in the day, this same table had 2 giant, you call them God rolls, where dudes hit the all small tall bet. And
okay.
So that was a big deal. And then the table went kind of cold, and I came in. It was still a bit cold, and so I'm having this roll. Everybody's clapping. The dealer, and he just keeps going like, "I hate the clapping," and so like it just keeps.
Was they reaching for a gun at any point? Like if I heard somebody saying that, I'd be like, "Is this guy gonna snap and go nuts?"
And then I eventually crap out on that roll, and I go around. I play a little bit of crapless craps or whatever, and I'm down to like my last $100. Like I got $100, and this is Sunday, so it's like it's not my Sunday money. It's my last $100. And so
of your budgeted money, let's be
correct.
Yeah, this was all budgeted.
Yeah, and so I lost my butt on crapless craps. I had those 2 rolls the previous day where I was like, $20, $400, I'll do that again. And,
by the way, there was no way this is all budgeted. 0 chance.
It's budgeted. Everything was not budgeted.
So I was losing it at crapless craps. Down my last 100, and I was like, you know what? It's my last 100. I'm gonna have fun. I like craps. I've if nothing else this weekend, I've decided craps is fun. I enjoy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna go play craps with my last $100. And so a couple rounds go around. I'm kind of eking it out, and then this dude gets the dice, and he spends a full minute setting the dice. And I'm like, come on, buddy. And then, but he starts just rolling. He rolls a 10, couple thing, makes the point. He starts rolling exactly what he wants. He's taking a minute to set the dice every time, but he's rolling exactly what he wants.
Oh, they don't like that.
So I started putting money on this guy. And it's working.
You probably only have a limited window, I would imagine.
I'm making money. I'm filling a tray with chips. I'm just filling it.
Yeah.
And if he bets the field, if he puts 10 on the field, I put 20 on the field, and it hits every time. And he's making all the numbers. He's doing the points. I'm betting odds on the points. I'm cleaning up. I'm at like $400 now, right? And then I get to a point. I don't know what I've got on the table. I've got probably like $200 on the table working, and I've worked up to the point where now my pass bet is $25, and I've got $50 on the odds. The point is 9. What does that pay, Craig, if it hits?
7 to 5.
So I've got, and then the odds is true odds, right? So it's even better. So I'm gonna make 7 to 5 on 25, and even better on the 50 if this guy hits. And he's also he's hit all small tall once already on this roll. It's reset. I've got 5 on each all small tall, and all he has to do is roll a 10 to hit the tall, and I got 5 on that. That pays 31 to 1. So if he rolls a 10, $150 like right away, and if he rolls double 10, 2 5s, I've got like $20 on that, and that pays like crazy. So like. And so he rolls 7s out.
That's it?
Yeah, that was it. But after that, I was like, you know what? Great. I think like one more guy rolled in than I rolled. And I was like, you know what? That's me. Color me out, cash me out. So I went from 100. They gave me a $500 chip. I had a $500 chip for the first time in my life, and a couple more reds, and I cashed that out, and then I was like. It was like almost time to go to the airport. Actually, they were doing a drawing for a cruise, didn't win. And then it was almost time to go to the airport. And so I was like, I'm going to take this 500 and I'm just going to go to the airport. I'm going to be safe with it. And so I went to the bathroom. And when I come out of the bathroom, the guy was going into the bathroom. I'd been looking for him to see if he was going to like roll again the whole night. And he's going into the bathroom. I was like, oh, I got to wait and see what he does when he comes out of the bathroom. And he's like on a walker. So it takes him forever in the bathroom. He comes out. He has like this whole conference with his wife and a family. And then he just leaves.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say when he got into the bathroom, he all of a sudden he ditches the walker.
He's got dice all over him.
It's all a plan of the mechanic.
He's rubbing glue off his hands or something. I don't know.
Craig, real quick before we go to break, you brought in you always bring in some rare coins and show and tell items to show me.
I love it because it's some real grandpa stuff, and I love it.
So he brought in a real whore from Vegas.
Come on in here. Come here. No, you're good. Come here.
So tell me about the Monopoly gold money that you have.
Yeah, so Monopoly, Hasbro licenses, they like make all these different sets and stuff for collectible gold and silver. And a lot of stuff I collect for me, and it's not that expensive. Like, they'll do a silver piece, and it'll be where silver is like at $43 an ounce now. It might be $100 for like a collectible Monopoly piece.
So you're paying a little bit extra for an ounce.
A little bit of premium for their type of stuff. Well, they came out with these 1 gram of gold that they pressed to look like the $100 bills from Monopoly, which was just the coolest thing ever.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
But it's pure gold.
It's pure gold, a gram of gold, where a gram's going for like $130-ish right now, a little underneath. And for that bill, I think they're charging $300 right now. So it's a premium on it. But I won that in a gold thing that I was on, a gold live. So
Okay, yes. Explain the gold live for a
I
second.
don't know that he can.
Yeah, it sounds. You
It's
know what it
like-
sounds like to me? It
Yeah.
sounds like almost like the Pearl people, and like it sounds like the thing you
the
wanted.
TikTok,
yeah.
the cards, and they open up stuff, and it's like
Yeah,
they're selling them
like
live.
opening parties.
So they have these 5 private Facebook groups, and they have them on pretty much TikTok, everything else, but I'll mostly do on Facebook. And there's a couple that I go into where they'll take something like the goal thing, and you can say, "Oh, I want to win that." It's gambling, 100% gambling. You go, "Oh, I want to win that $100 bill." So there's 2 ways that they may do it. They'll say where okay, well, I can say I will take odd numbers on that Monopoly gold bill. And then somebody else comes and says, I'll take even numbers. And they've got these little cards that almost look like a time card with like a black strip on the side. And they pull off the black strip and there's numbers along that. So that when they pull the strip at the top is a number 1 through 10. And as they pull the card, one of the lines, 1 through 10 on the card, will have that corresponding number next to it. And that's the winner. So if it's an odd, then if you picked odds, you win. And if it's an even, then you pay. That's called a loser pay all, where if you choose wrong, you paid $300, you get nothing. The other way they do, which I do a lot, where they'll do, okay, here's this Monopoly piece. It's 10 spots at $30 a spot. So you say, okay, I'll take number 5. And then they'll pull the card, and if you win, then you paid $30 and you get a Monopoly piece and stuff. So I'll do a lot of things like that, which is gambling.
This sounds
This
crazy.
is a different.
It is.
This is like doing. I eventually, do you think you'll get to the point where you'll go to get dinner and you'll be like, I have to gamble for my dinner?
I have seen him do this while playing poker.
right. That's double
I
gambling.
have seen him double gamble.
You
Yeah,
won
that
a
is
bar
true.
of gold
That is
from a sunken pirate ship, right?
Yeah, I did. So they have these gold boxes, and it's almost like Ross described it, baseball card.
Yeah, you
collecting
know how
form.
like one of them has a Shohei Ohtani like uniform signed card.
Yeah,
There's like
yeah,
a 1 in
yeah.
a million.
It's it. They put out these boxes, and in the boxes, they'll put out 2,000 boxes, and most of them have like 2 1-ounce silver coins in it. But like a small percentage will have either very collectible silver or gold pieces and stuff like that. And I was in a live, and I did an OG, and I won a gold box that has one of the random items in it. And I think it was worth like $425. But I mean, I paid for a spot in it, and I won it. And then they pulled it on the live, on the Facebook Live, and there's a big stack of them, and you get to choose, 1 through 20 which one you wanted. And they pull mine, and I hit the grand prize for that box.
They call it
So,
the main hit
The
of
main
the whole
hit
series.
of the whole series of 2,000 boxes they had put out. So yeah, it was a piece of gold that they had found from a shipwreck that had gone down in 1858. And it's an amazing piece, and it came with like a book with all the history and everything else from
It was
You
part of
showed
like
it
a-
to me.
It's insane. I held
Yeah,
it. It's insane.
It
to
was
hold.
part of a giant like gold bar that like from like the Spanish refined the
Yeah,
gold
yeah, yeah,
here
yeah.
in the Americas, and we're gonna send it back to Spain.
So
and they
the-
cut the assay faceplate off of it, and that's
Right.
what Craig has.
But the history is like the whole book has a history. The whole history behind it, I ended up going online and reading a lot more, was amazing. It's from the California Gold Rush. There was a U.S. mail steamer going from California to New York full of gold that sunk off the coast of North Carolina, got caught in a hurricane, 1858. And then a few years ago, they found it, and they recovered all these millions of dollars of gold. And they sell it at a premium because it's shipwreck gold and
Yeah,
stuff. So they took the top layer of the bar, which has all the stamping, which is super cool, and they kept that. And then the rest of it, they trimmed the bar, because the original bar was like 305 ounces or 307 ounces.
Will you let me shave a little bit off and then make a little gold dangler pirate scrolling across?
Are you
my-
going to become a pirate now?
No, just because I'm like this dangler was made by pirate.
Yeah, this
gold.
is a real shipwreck dangler.
Yeah, that's a solid no. But yeah,
Uh.
I was actually in one last night, and I almost jumped in. Like most of the stuff that I get into, I'll do a lot of collectible stuff. Like the coin that I had shown you, I've got a coin that I won. That's not that expensive. It was like $200 and $300 value or $350 value, but it's from Rome, 211 BC. Like that type of stuff is super interesting.
Oh,
to me.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I collect
Oh,
those because how
and
could you not?
And you gave me this. I love this. You gave me this
Oh, yeah.
last year. This
That's
is
right.
This is
The Simpsons.
a Simpsons.
Oh, that's garbage to Craig.
That's cool. It was given to me by my friend. What are you talking about?
Yeah, just he won that. He's like, here, take my garbage. I have real gold.
They had one thing that was up for last night. I almost jumped into it and I resisted. It's a piece of coral, and inside of it is a little piece of gold from a pirate's doubloon, and it's got like their certificate of authenticity and everything else. Where it was found off the coast somewhere in. I can't remember if it was Florida or not, but
Let's keep this gambling and gold discussion going on the BDM show. But right now, Craig, iHeart has to pay for most hotel rooms. So
Yeah. All right, Craig, thank you so much.
Hey,
Ross,
love you, buddy. Thanks for being here, man.
we'll switch over to the BDM show, and we will see you in a minute.
All right. Let me save that really fast. I'll go use the bathroom real quick.
Did that guy ever get back?
No.
Okay.
I saw a call come through, but I do not believe that was him. I've been monitoring it. That's why I was looking around weird.
Was he a phone call or a Zoom?
Zoom. And I had Zoom open.
Okay,
And
so he
nothing
never
popped
popped
up,
up.
no.
Okay.
He may just it may have flaked.
And-
Did
and-
we have anything for Monday already?
We
did.
had 3 and 4.
We did, right? Yeah.
Tom, for the old Vegas thing, I got hit on by a prostitute.
No, really?
Oh God, it was everything, and I saw a
That's
sugar
not
daddy.
really called
with his-
hit on. That's
Well,
more
yeah,
called-
I got proposition. How's that? I got, yeah, we were laughing because I was like, that's everything I want out of Vegas.
Yeah,
I went to a buffet. I got propositioned, and
See, I've been to Vegas twice. Once was in 2005, or no, was it 6? So it was for the Arena Football. It was a radio thing.
Yeah.
But that was like early 2000s. Then Daniel and I went in 2000. It must have been 13, 14.
15? 14 or 15? 2016?
Yeah, it was it was before 2016. Anyway, and that time on still like it was pretty packed and like but
I think part of it is also like Caesars. There were plenty of them, I think, hanging out there because there was so much money. And there were big conventions and nerds in town, and I'm sure that's what they thought I was the convention nerd looking for. But yeah, that whole story is hilarious as to what happened.
Okay, can you tell it on the?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm almost done here, too.
And can we show the bar of
Yeah.
gold on the BM show?
Yeah. Guys, I'm going to